welcome back to ECS Coffee. Today we are going to be taking a look at two different machines. They are quite similar in the relatively the same price range as well. We're going to be looking at the Delonghi Dinamica and the Gaggia Cadorna. So as you can see, both of these machines have a steam wand. The Dinamica has a Panarella wand. The Cadorna has a traditional wand. So you'll be able to make a little bit of a nicer foam with that one, and we'll go through that. Both of these machines also have front-loading reservoirs. So the Dinamica is just on this side, the Cadorna is just on this side. The Dinamica has a 1.7 liter reservoir and the Cadorna has a 1.5. They have relatively the same bean hopper capacity, about 300 grams, so just over half a pound of beans in there. And they also have bypasses on top there as well. Both machines have quite a few grind size selections for super automatics. The Dinamica has 13, the Cadorna has 10, which is pretty good. On the Cadorna, you would just need to use your grinder selector thing that comes with the machine. On the Dinamica, grind access for used coffee is just in the drip tray here. So you just pull that out and then it would be just in here. On the Cadorna, it's just on the other side from the water reservoir. So in there, and then I've actually got some coffee in there that I used earlier. Okay. Okay. On both machines, you can access the brew unit. So on the Dinamica, it's just on the inside of the water tank. So you would pull the water tank out and then access it from the side there. There's a little flap. On the Cadorna, it's actually just on the grinder or grind side. So you would pull this out, open this on up, and then you can access it from the side. So on these machines, cleaning is relatively the same, descale, general maintenance, cleaning the drip tray, things like that. Okay, on the Cadorna, you also have a heating tray for your mug. So if you're somebody that wants to heat your mugs up before you brew, that is something to consider. These machines also have relatively the same footprint on top of your counter. So the Dinamica is 9 inches across, 16 inches in depth, and then 14 inches high. The Cadorna is 11 inches across, 17 inches in depth, and then 15.5 inches high. So relatively the same there, okay? I'm gonna go and brew on each machine. I'm going to make a latte or cappuccino. So we're going to brew espresso, take a look at how the pours are on each one. Same beans are in each machine, so it should be the same. And then also steam some milk and have a look at the texturization of that. We are using almond milk today so that I can have something to drink. Okay? So we'll start with programming our strength on each one. So on the Dinamica, we're going to hit our beans. I'm going to go full strength, and then I'm going to click my espresso, and that's going to pour. On the Cadorna, I'm going to click espresso. I'm going to select my strength, and then I'm going to press start. Okay, so they're pretty similar. The Dinamica does have a nicer crema on it. I do like the Dinamica myself, but I like the Panarella on the Cadorna, so just something to consider. So you can see the crema on the Cadorna one is a lot lighter than the crema from the Dinamica. The Dinamica is that nice honey color that you want. The Cardona looks like it's a little under extracted, but our strength was all the way up and the grind selection was like set to the finest that it can be, okay? Leave that there, leave this here. Something else about the Cardona, just to consider if you are somebody that's looking to purchase it, you do have user profiles in this. So if I go to favorites, I can select my profile. I did start editing on the first one. Okay, so the espresso saved there is the espresso that I like. It is a double, so it will grind and brew twice. On the Dinamica, you have a double option, but it's not going to double the amount of coffee. It's just going to double the amount of water. So if you were somebody wanting to do a doppio, you would need to select the Cardona because the Dinamica will not do a true double shot. It will just put more water through the same amount of coffee. Okay? I'm gonna just go back to my home screen there. So on both machines here, on our menus, we just have coffee, water, and steam options saved. There is no milk options to save because you do the milk yourself on the side, and then you incorporate it into your espresso afterwards. So we're actually gonna do that now. I'm going to do the Dinamica first, and we'll look at the frothing there, okay? So on the Dinamica, I'm going to press my steam, and then I'm going to open up my valve. Now keep in mind too, this is almond milk, so it's not going to froth as well as our cow's milk, but it's it'll still be fine. So the nice thing about a Panarello wand is if I wanted to, I could stick something underneath this jug, walk away, and then it would froth itself because it's incorporating the air that makes the foam, whereas with the Cardona, I would need to stand there and froth it myself because you can't texturize milk by walking away from it, but the Panarello wand will texturize the milk for you. And this almond milk is super duper hot. So I'm just gonna turn this off. Okay, and then that's done. So it's really, really frothy. That's what a Panarello wand will do. You don't have much control, you just kind of get what you get. Okay, but it looks pretty nice. It's really, really hot, so I'm not gonna try it right now. Leave that there. So the Dinamica one here looks quite nice. Okay, but now we're going to do the Cardona as well. Gaggia does have very nice steam wands. They are a little stationary, so you can't really move that much if you're wanting to texturize, but we're obviously going to be able to manipulate the milk more on this machine on the Cardona than we could on the Dinamica just because of the steam wand. So what I'm going to do is hit steam, and I'm going to press start, and I'm just going to let out a little bit of air first or a little bit of water first just so that it purges a tiny, tiny bit. I'll just try it now. It's just taking a bit to heat up. So, I mean, I'm much more comfortable with a steam wand like this than maybe somebody else, but it is a very easy steam wand to use. If you're just starting to texturize milk, it might be a good option or a good thing that it's pretty stationary because you can't move it around as much as you can with some other machines. It's in one position and you can move your jug, but for the most part, it stays all in one position. Just try trying to move this back down here. Okay, and that's very hot, so I'm just gonna press stop. And that shut off very quickly. Actually, quite a bit faster than the Dinamica, which is nice. Okay, so this is the Cadorna milk, so it's much more similar to a microfoam. It is almond milk, so you know, almond milk doesn't froth great, but much more similar than the Dinamica to a microfoam. Okay, pour that in. Yeah. So you can see the difference here. I know that our Dinamica milk has settled a little bit, but it looks much smoother. Okay, I'm gonna try the Dinamica one now. It's good. I mean, you can't really complain. But that milk's a lot better, so. Yeah. So between the two, if you're somebody that is interested in frothing milk or is somebody that wants to do latte art, which I do understand a lot of customers' goals, being home right now, they do want to learn how to do latte art and make latte art, you would need to go with the Cadorna for that. You're not going to be able to get latte art from a Panarella wand, or you're going to get very frustrated doing it. If you're somebody that's looking for a nice, strong coffee, then the Dinamica would be the one for you. I do prefer the espresso that it produces. And it also has the over ice option, which I know we've gone over in the Dinamica video by itself. But it is a good option. It'll brew it as strong as the machine can. The Gaggia Cadorna, it will do a doppio espresso. It will grind and brew twice for your double shot. Whereas with the Dinamica, it will just put more water through the same amount of espresso. Unless you are doing your long coffee option, then it will grind and brew twice, but that will be about an 8-ounce cup. Okay, both of them have the nice front access on the machines there for your reservoir, and they do have relatively the same footprint. The Dinamica does come in a black as well, so if you're looking for a black, it does have that option. And the Cadorna obviously has a colored display, whereas the Dinamica just has a touch display. So you don't have any of the colors, you don't have the images there of the beverages. Cadorna has the user profiles that we went through, and you can save multiple ways to do your beverages because of those profiles. So it is a good option for people that maybe have more than one person using the machine, but you are able to customize the beverage right before you brew with each machine, which is nice. So you don't need to save those preferences, but if you wanted to, and you had multiple people that wanted to save those preferences, then you could do that on the Cadorna, but not on the Dinamica. Okay, all in all, both great machines. The Dinamica has the 2+1 year warranty through Delonghi, the Gaggia Cadorna through us for 2 years. I really like both machines. If you have any questions about them, you can give us a shout here or leave a comment below. If you liked our videos, just give us a thumbs up and subscribe to keep up with us, okay? Take care, bye.